hang on. There you go. Cool. Yeah. So thanks very much for sitting down with me today, guys. You've just started going back out live, did the festival circuit and everything. I haven't started going back out yet, but I'm itching to go to more shows because we get invited to lots. How's it been? How have you found it getting back out live, being around people, and you look like you've had some great times from the videos you've shared?
Yeah, it's been really amazing. Yeah, really good feeling, good vibes.
Yeah, exceptional. I think Reading and Leeds were really special because obviously it was a dream come true for us. And I got this feeling like of walking into the festival in Reading the first day and just like breathing in the vibe, the atmosphere, like, you know, everyone just like having fun and just like music everywhere. It's just, I don't know. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much until I'm in there and you're like, wow, this is actually amazing. You know, like just being there.
Yeah, just like and after being locked away for so long as well, like I think everyone was in the same boat, so everyone was like electric, you know. It was it was special.
A good vibe for everybody, yeah. A good that's cool as well. And yeah, I mean, obviously you know just released some new stuff as well. I mean, obviously Euphoric's out, videos and visuals are out, which is it's absolutely awesome. I wanted to ask you about kind of that record and how it's pushed you in new ways. I'm going to say, you know, you've become a bit more experimental over the years, like injecting some new sort of things into the sound and stuff. Like, how do you feel about Euphoric now it's out there and the reception is, you know, and obviously been really good? How are you feeling about the record as a whole?
Well, yeah, I felt like it was a great way of like learning new things and but being in complete control. So of course it's not perfect, but it was because of us, you know, like we had complete control. So it felt like kind of a mini factory where we're all the only ones, plus Bobby from Strange Ones, of course, like with our hands on it. So it felt really gratifying because it is 100% DIY, like homemade record. And everything along, like all the, you know, like videos and stuff. And I think we were very lucky to have the label that really like were like, oh, you want to do it by yourself? No problem. Here's the money. You know?
Nice. Yeah, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, that allowed us to, like you said, I think experiment, like include a lot of things that otherwise, if we were in a studio, like working to like the clock, it would have been possible. Like, you know, you would have time to like just like, oh, you know, let's try this piano, let's try this guitar, let's try the other guitar, let's try, you know, like
the pressure was really off, wasn't it? Like it was like really relaxed and
it was more kind of like a pressure of, you know, like many, which is a great thing, like many artists and many people like write songs with like professionals and record like in really professional studios, and this felt more like well, okay, well, we don't have that abilities, because even when we were younger, we thought, well, we need more money to meet people that are more professional, but like money doesn't equal that, doesn't equal the knowledge. And so we felt like in the past, we felt like, it's not what we expected. And he's like, well, we got the time, let's try to learn how to do it. And Bobby was like, okay. He was like, yeah, you could mix 2 albums at the time. Yeah, of course you can. and that kind of like it made the DIY like little thing like have a lot of impact in our souls as well, like in our inner mental, you know, like state, because now we kind of feel that the whole process and the result is more than an experiment. It was literally an experiment of our lives, of how we could, you know, like try to make us not knowing, you know, like not knowing anything. So we're really proud with the result, but now we know like what could be the next steps and how we can develop that like in a more like professional and in a better way. But this was like the first step of being in complete control. So like, yeah, it's that feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess for each of you, you know, how would you say you've evolved as, I guess, people and as as musicians, but also as people through your time in the band? Because obviously what you were, the mission statement, what you wanted to achieve when you guys started the band might have changed and developed. But as individuals, how do you think you've sort of changed and developed through the music you've made as Calva Louise?
I think for all of us in different ways, it's been more like that we've achieved not like musically, but more as people, is that fact of being, like learning new things, new skills every time, like being able, but in all aspects of making music, like all aspects of being a band. We've actually done the opposite of specializing ourselves. We're trying to be the most broad we can with all the every little aspect of making a record, of even in the administration, even if like, and Alizon started managing us, like like Ben was helping with the logos and did all the the things for the vinyl and the CDs, like the how you say that, the templates, and all that stuff. I made the art and the videos, and Bobby produced and mixed, and but it was all kind of like very, like, now we know that we could kind of survive by ourselves, like doing of course with the help of the label, because well, they're the ones that help us monetary and gave us the kind of the motivation of keep on going, like believing in us. But I feel like from where we started as a band, we were kind of not knowing and being afraid of trying, or being afraid to ask, because these people know more than us, like the people we used to work with, they're great people and all that, but it's kind of like no, you I know you don't know, right? And here it was kind of like, well, it kind of feels like nobody really knows. So what if we mess up, it doesn't matter, because at least we will learn from that, and because it's us doing the steps moving forward. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
That makes perfect sense.
Like like, cause when we started, like, I feel like now we're at a point where we can take on like anything we feel like we want to try, we can take on. And when we started, like you said, it was like, well, we have no idea how to do that, but hopefully we'll find someone that can do it, and we'll but actually no. And like
even in the things about like managing accounting,
everything.
Like
from like recording the videos to like
finding the vans, having the
finances,
making everything. Like building your own team, like it's kind
building
of
your own gear,
everything.
It's like it's like, I think that's the big, well, for me at least, it's the biggest change, where like, as before I was like, it will come, or like it seemed very impossible to even think about.
We need to meet the right people, like we need to meet the right people, but actually we didn't need to meet the right people, we needed to become the right people.
I like that. Wow, that's nice. That's a good quote, actually. You don't need to meet the right people, you need to become the right people. Good message, man. Absolutely. So I guess in terms of looking back, in terms of the Rhinoceros record and where you were then and where you are now, one of the big things that's coming across here is sort of learning and evolving. And what lessons would you take forward then from recording, the best moments and maybe the worst moments of recording this record? What things have you learned, like do's and don'ts almost, of what you will do next time and what you perhaps wouldn't do next time?
Well,
good question.
I mean, really good question. Like, if you're asking about Rhinoceros, like,
no,
about this one. Oh, Euphoric. Sorry, I think so. Yeah.
I did mention Rhinoceros, but go with Euphoric, and then we'll talk about
Well,
I think like just allow for enough time for everything, well in advance. Like Rhinoceros was done in 10 days or like less or something. It was like 10 days or something. So like, just allow enough time to actually record everything and experiment.
I think for Euphoric, like the biggest difference between Rhinoceros and Euphoric, and from Euphoric to forward, I think, is that Rhinoceros, we were completely clueless of what we could ask, what we could do as people, and I imagine that even I couldn't even talk to the guy mixing the record Rhinoceros, like it was kind of, I had to really push, and the guy, great guy, very nice, he was like, oh yeah, of course, come to my my studio and stuff, but like the people in between are a bit kind of like, no, you don't do that, right? Whereas now it was completely the opposite. Like after learning that experience and how everything was out of our control for Rhinoceros, it's kind of out of your control, but then people blame you. You know, I did like, oh, well, it's your record. I was like, okay, is it? Okay, fine. But in Euphoric, it was completely our control. So we did the opposite. That it was Rhinoceros. There was absolutely no middle people. It was all direct contact. And not even, even more than direct contact. There was, you know, like if we talking with the, you know, if we need to talk with the label, we talk with Johnny, who's the CEO of Rick Street. Like we do, it's all like completely direct. And he speaks with the CEO of 300. You know, like there's no like, oh no, we're not talking to the band directly. Same with the production. We live with Bobby, so it's kind of like it's literally going downstairs with, like, you know, being there. Okay, can you please change this and that? Same with the mastering. And I think that from having all that, I think it was a lot on a plate. Like it was a lot that we could do, but because now we know how to do it. Same with videos and stuff. Like we know a bit more about even video production and you know, like we have a bit more specificity of the different roles. I feel like for the next steps, we would want to like have a bit more of help, like team up with more people, like you know, like because now we know how things are done, so we kind of have more professional discussions, like when it takes like videos or like video productions or like or music production or, you know, things like that. Because for example, Bobby was mixing, producing, recording, even writing his album while doing everything with us at the same time. And he said not doing that again, like two other projects. It's too much. But now we're kind of like, I feel like now we're at a point where we have a bit more of knowledge, and so we can have professional conversations, like meeting the right people, because we do know how it works, you know. Like in the past, we used to do videos with our friends, and then we did a video with a friend of ours who did a great job, but then there was another person doing like some special effects or whatever. I had no clue how that worked, but I feel like, you know, there was a lot of money that, you know, that could have been saved if we knew a bit more. And I feel like we completely did that for this. Like I think the label are really happy because of that. But I think next step will be not doing in between, but doing kind of like, okay, now that we know how it works, let's have some, you know, team up with other people.
I like it. So you're saying that the control is now yours, rather than, you know, you're giving it up to other people. You have control of it, or you feel a bit more in control of your own.
Yeah, well, feeling more like we could understand. Yeah, like we could team up, you know, because the problem that happened to us, for example, in Rhinoceros, is because it wasn't a team. It was like we're the artists, musicians, but we didn't know anything. So it's kind of like, well, you don't know, so you can't talk about it because you have no clue what you wanted. So you can't just, you know, like talk about, I don't know, like you know, all the engineering stuff. Or you have no why are you gonna say can you make it feel a bit more warm, you know, like it's not that sometimes with J's like, okay, well, what do you mean exactly? But now when you have the proper vocabulary and you actually have the experience of having it done yourself, placing mics, for example, like we had a friend who helped us place the mics for the drums and things like that, and you get all this little, you know, step extra of knowledge. It's so much easier to just, you know, like talk to you know, to professionals, and that, you know, they're actually going to understand what you mean. So it's more a communication thing, I think.
You get to the result you want without the frustration of just not being able to communicate to someone with someone else about a certain like specific technical topic, whether it's music or video or
I think even the same at life's like setting up, like
I was thinking about like what was always saying that, and like now because we've been literally touring in my car for years and it's been like hard work, but now we know exactly what we want and what we need, and the communication with our team and Strange Bones team, because we share the same crew, like it's so easy and it's so nice and everyone appreciates that. because when we want something, we need that, and then everyone speaks the same language. And it's brilliant.
Even when when we were playing Reading and Leeds, we had so many like different things, but everything was really prepared. It's basically Alizon came and says, "Oh, you only need to plug this," and the stage manager, he was like, "Oh, that's okay, cool, great."
The guy came with the full list of stuff, and he's like, "Okay, so where do I find this, and this?" And it's like, "Here, that's all you need."
Yeah. So it's like streamlined. You've streamlined.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I think we feel like you don't know until you experience it. So if you don't go through like shitty stuff, then you won't be able to actually solve it. And the problem that I feel like many artists could have is that there's people solving them for them. But when those people are not around, what are they gonna do? They gonna know what to do in an emergency situation, and it feels like we kind of like nobody helped us at the start. So,
and it's true for every aspect, like management, like even to make your video, to record something, like if you've never been there, like if you haven't done it at some point, if you haven't learned about it, then if the people that were doing it for you are gone for some reason, then you just like, how does it work?
It's even going into the details, even as like when we were touring when we did Reading and Leeds, Ben was like collecting all the receipts for everybody of the food, and everybody's like, yeah, of course, like collecting the receipts, and he's like, receipts please, and like we got like folders, and because we know that literally all of this stuff counts for the future, and those little details accumulate. Even like knowing stuff like your rights, like your PRS right, MCPS rights, or your royalties, like where all this stuff go, like the publishing side, is all the stuff that we kind of had to look into it, because it doesn't matter if you're a small artist, like you can get really fucked over. That is so minimal, but to the artist it counts. It's like, it's super. I remember knowing a band, and they're like, do you get royalties? And I'm like, dude, yeah, like if you have a music on Spotify, on iTunes, you do get like, what are you doing?
It's cool. I mean, part of my day job is working with young people and young musicians. So, in terms of advice for young musicians, would you say that it's a good idea to kind of look at your band as a brand, so to speak, and be aware of what everybody's doing, how everybody's doing it? Because I think a lot of people go into music thinking, I'm a musician, I'm an artist, but in fact what you're saying is it's good to, of course, write songs and be the musician, but also having an understanding of where where your royalties are coming from, your sound technicians, and knowing what everybody's doing, having that understanding.
It's actually so important, because I was in the kind of I don't want to have anything to do with that, but like it's because it was really overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. But I mean, I think the best thing that you can do is like literally kind of be like knowing that you're the only one that cares the most, about your own project, and people can care, but either you gotta be, like a solid team of people that have the same vision, like whoa, we're lucky that we know each other, that our minds are like literally on the same, like in transparency, the same way. But at the same time, knowing that, the bands and artists, like you need to handle, even if it looks overwhelming, maybe a tiny bit of discipline, but you gotta handle your project, because you never know what could happen. And then you hear all these stories. And thing is, like now with the internet and with technologies and everything is done online, you have all the power. You don't have to go to a building and do I don't know if you gotta do that anymore. Like everything, it's literally formed online, and you just gotta know that, I mean, we're all intelligent humans, so we can all read and see the what you're getting into, before being like, no, not my thing, unless you got someone that you really trust in it. But again, realizing when you start managing,
you still have to understand how it works. I feel like as an artist, you need, even though you've got people that can be take care of I can't speak, even though you have people that could take care of things for you, which is great, but I feel like whatever your situation, you still have to understand what's going on and like where, like you said, the royalties, because there's so many little bits everywhere, you know, like PRS, MTPS, BPL, you know, it comes from all these different places, and you got to understand how it works. And it's a bit of a big one to digest because there's a lot of things going on, but that ultimately in the long run, that's what's going to make the difference, and like make that you're not just dependent on whoever you're working with, and you can just actually build something solid for yourself.
Yeah, do it yourself. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's a good lesson, I think. I mean that so I've got a couple more questions, and you know, moving on from that and being able to be aware of your brand and your band as a business, I guess, so to speak. What comes with that is success, you know, and obviously, you know, when you successfully tour and you're getting loads of streams on Spotify and things like that, that's all defined as success. You guys now, you've become a successful band, a successful unit, able to tour, able to make money, which is wonderful. Congratulations, obviously you deserve it. But one of the big things that I get asked a lot by some young people is, they'll look at you guys, they'll look at Calva Louise and go, I'm never going to play Reading and Leeds. I'm never going to be, you know, in a successful touring band. And it's an interesting question to ask. Like, how do each of you, or collectively, if you each have the same definition, but how do each of you define success as a concept? What does it mean to each of you, really? Because again, I work with so many people that think success is one thing, you know, touring, loads of streams or whatever. But what does success mean to you guys?
Well, I think first of all, you know, the thinking, I'm never gonna do this, never, you know, like even, you know, us like getting the email of getting like, I'm gonna play, you know, BBC introducing, I was like, whoa, the lottery, like, what? How did that happen?
Wait, you sure it's not a mistake?
Yeah. No, but and honestly, the only thing, like I heard like a guy, someone said, a filmmaker said that when he was young, you do need this kind of blind confidence, but not that much, like not going to the ego, you know, but you do need it because it's so easy to feel discouraged that you gotta like, the more you learn, more you are like, oh well, but in the end I don't know anything. That's how I feel all the time. In the end, man, like I have zero. More I go deeper into like doing something, we're like, whoa, I'm not that good, you know, like getting. But you gotta have this kind of like this confidence of being like, but you know what, fuck it, like I'll still do it. I'll still like you know, I'll pretend that if I feel like I don't deserve it, just pretend you do, you know. You don't have to. You don't have to believe, you have to tell it to yourself, right? You don't have to be like, you know, getting into that belief, because as you said, like success, what is, you know, what is success? I feel like 5 years ago, what we have now, I feel like, oh yeah, but one more, you know, I want to, you know, still do more. But 5 years ago, literally, that's what I wanted. Like, that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
We wanted.
We're at a place where we wanted to be, where we dreamed.
Yeah, like
5 years ago.
It was, and I feel like it constantly molds itself into something different. But success is only just getting a step forward, like living life, like enjoying the adventure, like it's to me, success is about just being happy, you know, and not enjoying what you're doing.
I was literally about to say that.
It's happiness. That's if it brings you joy, I think that's a box ticked, you know. And then like achieving goals as well. Yeah, and achieving setting goals and achieving them.
Yeah, like getting like it's, and I feel like nothing is like too big, even if you tell yourself like, yeah, you know what, I'll play Wembley one day. Like, yeah, tell that to yourself, honestly, because you might not play that, but you might play another fucking stadium. Who knows? You know, you can't. And at the same time, it's like, I feel like there's a lot of, you know, people that are like, that's, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. But when you're a kid, you believe you can do anything you want. So like, why not keep that mindset? And then it's like, yeah, but you know, but jobs and things and that's true. And that's true, but there's always, like, honestly, I feel like there's always a way of like, just, you know, rolling with, like, life gives you that every single human being is born to be great. Like, there's no, it's a lie that it's like people are mediocre or whatever. Like, no, everybody is born to do something great, like at our own level, our own thing, like something that will fulfill us, you know, like and it's about like living the adventure, like, because I feel like why do we want to get further? Well, I want us to get further so we can live new experiences.
Yeah, because new challenges.
And but they cost more money, right? We need, like, well, I want to go to America, I want to play in America, like I want to live that adventure. I want to, it's something new. I want to experience something new. It's not about, the goal is not about like, having what is considered success, that people tell you success means this, but no, like it's completely malleable and completely different, and it just to me means living a new experience, not like not staying still,
stuck in
stuck into it's not getting stuck in like like that's why I always like the so mad world, everybody runs like in circles, and it's kind of like, no, it's just, even if we're baby steps, it's one step at the time and one step at the time. So it feels like a lot of people, they kind of do in the music industry. I feel they do the opposite. That there's a lot of outside people. Sometimes when they think they live into the hype, of a band or an artist, and they hype them up into, but not in the best way, in the way of making people believe I'm the big, believing their own hype. And then the same people turn the backs at those artists, and then their confidence gets shattered, right? So kind of not believing what anybody says, just believing what you consider, this will make me happy, this will make me happy, but not in a shallow way, because we all know, like, I don't know who said it, Jim Carrey said it, like he wishes everybody could be famous, something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Rich and famous to see that. It's not the answer. It's not the answer of happiness. So it's like,
that we're not rich and famous. So.
No, but that's
but now we know that won't make us.
No, happy. Exactly. No, but that's because that's like traditional success of like if these people, I saw like who was it, like I think it was Taylor Swift, who to her on the documentary, I really like Taylor Swift, and she was like super down because she didn't get nominated for a Grammy, and I was like, wow, that was amazing. Like,
she feels the same way. She feels the same way
you feel. Like,
but for a completely different, like,
like you will never be satisfied. That's like,
exactly.
I feel like that's not what.
A lot,
That's not what, like, your personal success is all very personal. It's very, like there's not a definition to it. It's what you define, and so I feel like that's why many us included, like many young bands like us, and that you can get really discouraged by comparisons and things like that, and feeling like, oh well, because that is what success means. But it's like, no. Success is just keep on going and never giving up.
Like, I feel like at the moment where you keep going through experiences and new experiences, you enjoy it, to me that's like you're being successful. I feel like successful when I get to Reading and Leeds, and like, wow, I'm loving it, and it's amazing, and it's like, this is it, but not for any other reason, really.
Just because it was so fucking fun.
Because it was great. Just because it was fun. And at the same time it's still a challenge, because we worked really hard before and after. But like the whole thing, like working hard, preparing, and then getting there, and the whole thing was enjoyable. Whole process.
Awesome. That's real cool. Like, hearing your enthusiasm for it is like proper infectious as well. Like, I feel motivated talking to you guys. Thank you for the motivation. Before we finish off, what is your message to the people that have listened to you, have supported you for the last 5 years, and have yet to discover you as well? Maybe they're just discovering the records and just discovering you guys through Leeds, Reading. What is your message to the people that have supported you, will continue to support you, and have yet to find out about you as well?
I'm also
well, thank you for the people listening.
Thank you for the future. But I think well, kind of goes with the the thing before of if there's like a message to give, because it's a message to ourselves as well. Keep reminding ourselves that we're here to enjoy the ride. It doesn't matter where you go, you just have to enjoy the ride. Like, life is not about living and dying, like from A to B. It's about what's in between. So it's the same with your professional relationships, with every single aspect of your personal career, of your personal journey, and that is like, yeah, just fucking enjoy it.
Yeah. Anything to add, guys? Anything else on that one?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, obviously agree with that, and
I think that's it. Like, you need to enjoy what you're doing, and just thanks to the people that are supporting us. Like, we can't thank them enough.
And let's go all together and enjoy it.
Yeah. Absolutely, that's cool. Well, wonderful message to finish up on. Just before we go, the press bit, the plugging bit, what have you got to promote? Obviously the record is one thing. What have you got coming up? Anything you've got to plug you want to tell everybody about?
Yes. I'm doing
at the end of the month, 28th, there's going to be a full animated movie for the album that Jess has just been making.
And it's well, I lost the image. Where is it?
Well, we have that.
Okay. So it's I don't know. No, we didn't lose it. Okay. It's gonna be a kind of like an animated film that I've been working on since January, and it's not perfect. Of course, it's not. But it's been I've been working on it a lot, and I think it's kind of an extra layer for those that they like the album and want to know what is it all about, the story in it. I think it will be very easy to understand with the film with the animated. It's gonna have also like our music videos that we've released already, and it all ties together, so it's kind of like a long story.
Awesome.
And, haven't finished it, but I got the deadline.
It's like a concept.
So it's called, we call it between ourselves like the Euphoric movie, but so we'll be on YouTube, I think, on the 28th. Gonna do like a premiere or something. We'll see.
It'll be good.
And it's a follow-up of it's kind of like a sequel to the graphic novel that I did for Rhinoceros.
Awesome.
Kind of all fusing it together.
I like it. Yeah. Again, an evolution of the brand. You've now got like movie, you've got the music, but you've got the movie, you've got the graphic novels. It's cool, man. It's all coming full circle. Exciting.
Well, we do what we can.
I love it. I love the enthusiasm, guys. Thank you so much for sitting down with me as well. I really appreciate it. I feel motivated, so thank you for that. And
thank you.
Yeah. Looking to sit down with you guys as well. Thank you so much for the session you did for us, and I'm looking forward to catching you guys live when I eventually get back out. So
definitely. Thank you so much. Hopefully see you soon.
Wait, just wanted to ask you, where are you based?
I'm in Hull.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So you've been here a few times and stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Hull soon. Anyway, if we're around,
we'll figure it out. I travel. It's fine. I'm cool with traveling.
Any show you see you want to come to, just drop us a text and we'll get you.
Yeah, guest list.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much, guys.
Guest list forever.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much, and have a great evening, guys. All right, you take care of yourselves. Take it easy.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.